always had to work while being a student at a university because just my economic situation required me to do it.
I love to study, I love to spend time here, I love my friends that I met here, but there's a lot of issues that make me furious.
On one hand, we have the pressure to sustain ourselves, to not be a burden on our parents, and on the other side, we have the pressure to perform academically or even pass a year. In between these two pressures, we have to still find somehow time to fight back and resist, which sometimes can be a challenge.
When you talk about psychotropic drugs with your fellow students, it became like the most normal conversation, like what did you have for breakfast?
Poland is not a poor country anymore, so there's just no protest culture at all because people kind of don't know how to do that. It kind of belongs to the history books.
We want university to stop being a corporation because it is turning into one, and we try to do that by our actions.
We are at the University of Warsaw and we are preparing for the occupation that will start tomorrow.
La Polonia non è il paese europeo in cui il costo della vita è tra i più alti, ma anche in Polonia, nelle grandi città universitarie, gli studenti e le studentesse devono confrontarsi con gli alti costi degli affitti e non solo. Di conseguenza molti di loro devono lavorare part-time per sostenersi e tutto ciò ovviamente ha un impatto non solo sui risultati universitari, ma anche sulla salute mentale. Anche se aumentano le richieste di supporto da parte degli studenti, il sistema di assistenza psicologica resta carente. Tanto che il governo è stato criticato non solo per la mancanza di una strategia nazionale efficace, ma anche per i tagli ai fondi ai servizi di supporto psicologico in ambito educativo. Adesso però gli studenti vogliono far sentire la propria voce. Melissa Ietti di VD ha raggiunto Varsavia, dove ha incontrato un gruppo di universitari che ha deciso di occupare simbolicamente una parte dell'università proprio per creare dei momenti di dialogo e divertimento e mettere al centro temi legati alla vita universitaria, a partire dal benessere mentale. Ve lo raccontiamo in questo episodio di Hey Mate, Students in Action Around Europe, la serie che VD ha realizzato insieme alla rete di media europei Sphera Network. È un viaggio in 5 paesi che racconta i volti e le lotte della generazione che sta plasmando l'Europa del futuro.
Andare all'università spesso vuol dire dover lavorare per pagare l'affitto, il cibo, spese mediche e magari un po' di svago. Questo accade in Italia come anche in Polonia e per questa ragione siamo a Varsavia per conoscere gli studenti e le studentesse che lottano per garantire il diritto allo studio per tutti e tutte.
Hi.
Ciao, Melissa.
Nice to meet
How
you.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay.
Little bit cold. Oh.
Okay.
My name is Zofia Menikowska. I study at University of Warsaw. I am finishing my bachelor's degree in creative writing. I live in Warsaw currently, but I am from Legionowo and I am in Students Union, Warszawskie Koło Młodych Inicjatywy Pracowniczej. It's like a Students Union and it's inside the Inicjatywa Pracownicza Union, Workers Union. In Warsaw there is like 40 declared members, but there are like 20-25 active. And we are fighting for better situation of students at University of Warsaw, but not only. We want to just make the student situation, living situation, like economic situation better. And we try to do that by our actions.
My name is Staszek, I study physics.
My name is Dominic, I am a law student.
My name is Adam, I'm 24, I study sociology and philosophy.
I joined the union, the student union, in October.
I joined the union in 2020.
And I initially joined before I even started university just because it was one of the only kind of political initiatives in Warsaw which weren't strictly party politics or so-called like mainstream.
I wanted to do something that would actually materially influence reality in terms of seeing results of our work.
I love university, I love to study, I love to spend time here, I love my friends that I met here. But there's a lot of issues that make me furious.
We want university to stop being a corporation because it is turning into one.
We are at the University of Warsaw and we are preparing for the occupation that will start tomorrow.
Like I always had to work while being a student at a university because like Just my economic situation required me to do it. I pay 1,200 for apartment. I think for a living it's like 1,000, 1,500. Like for food, for things, sanitary products, things like that. Most of the students at my students' union, workers' union, work and study at the same time. There is mostly the same reason, is that because they have to provide for themselves and they have to pay rent and they have to pay for food. Most students work on a contract that's pretty shitty, and it's called umowa zlecenie. This contract doesn't have any healthcare. You are paid by the hour, and most of the time, if you have umowa zlecenie, you are paid pretty low. People that are working and studying are making like from 2,000 to maximum 5,000, but I don't know who is making 5,000 a month. I think the thought of living normally is sometimes too much for students. When you talk about psychotropic drugs with your fellow students, it became like the most normal conversation, like what did you have for breakfast? Pretty sad that we can't function normally without psychotropic drugs, because like it's easier than go, for example, to therapy, which costs like 300 zloty per one session, and you need like, I don't know, 2 sessions a week, or someone needs 2 sessions per month, but it's still a lot of money. I don't know if it will change, really. It's pretty sad that we have to have additional chemistry in our brain to function normally.
Prima di approfondire il racconto di Zofia e degli altri studenti e studentesse che abbiamo intervistato, vi lascio qualche dato, così potete farvi un'idea di quanto sia centrale il tema della salute mentale in Polonia. Uno studio condotto tra marzo 2023 e maggio 2024 ha rivelato la presenza nel 57% dei studenti polacchi di sintomi di depressione da moderata a grave, mentre circa il 49% manifestava diversi livelli di stress. Pensate che questi tassi erano addirittura superiori a quelli riscontrati tra gli studenti ucraini nello stesso periodo, però stiamo parlando in quel caso di studenti che vivono in un paese in guerra. Le università non riescono a gestire questa situazione. Già nel 2021 un rapporto del difensore dei diritti del paziente denunciava la carenza di psicologi e terapeuti negli atenei polacchi. I problemi segnalati permangono ancora oggi, parliamo soprattutto di disturbi alimentari, dipendenze, burnout, stress e mancanza di concentrazione. Per questo motivo una strategia presentata per il periodo 2024-2027 punta, tra le altre cose, ad aumentare le risorse umane e finanziarie per rafforzare il personale dedicato alla salute mentale. La questione però è urgente e infatti nel frattempo gli studenti dell'università hanno deciso di occupare per far sentire la loro voce. Hanno raccontato la loro esperienza a Melissa Ietti.
I can look at the current housing situation in Warsaw as, if I work hard enough, I'm gonna buy a flat and be happy and be rich and everyone will love me.
For example, I don't believe that I will be ever able to afford an apartment, to buy it, and so I have to rent either way. When I talk with my mother, she tells me that it was easier for her, and it wasn't like my grandparents weren't billionaires, they were just normal people, they were workers.
We managed to save one of the student dormitories in Poznań. It was supposed to be changed into some private hotel or something like that, but now it will be brought back to students. We have examples of actually some victories, so it's not always struggling and always failing, and when we succeed, well, you can see that it has a very positive effect on people, because they see that it actually changes the reality and our conditions.
Poland is not a poor country anymore. It's not theoretically not so bad. Apart from the couple of bigger movements against the tightening of abortion laws, there's just no protest culture at all, because people kind of don't know how to do that. It kind of belongs to the history books.
We want to make the form of occupation more common. We have one canteen for 34,000 students of University of Warsaw, and students of University of Warsaw are hungry all the time. Like, they don't have time to to make food because they are working and studying and they don't have access to cheap food that is provided by university as it should be.
The average student at our university probably thinks of protests as like something, either from their grandparents' time or maybe their parents' time. So it's been difficult to even start this. Poland has an interesting history of protests because the whole mythology of the fall of communism is based around the fact that all the intellectuals and workers and everyone was against the regime, and everyone was occupying and kind of a part of the opposition, and you were put in prison and everything. And in the 90s it kind of changed dramatically because suddenly we live in a free country and there's supposedly no need to protest.
So we hung up some posters that notify about the event, but for now there are not much details at the event because we cannot announce it before openly.
We want university to make another canteen. At the final point, somewhere in the future, we want every building to have a canteen. We also want justice for students of Jagiellonian University who are suspended in their students' rights. We also want no consequences for us as students doing a strike, doing occupation, because we just want university to do its job, to hear us, to do its job, because it is not doing it. The university is saying that they don't have money for a canteen, they don't have money for for building new student houses, but at the same time they have money for things that aren't that crucial for well-being of students. We want to take the places that should belong to us, and we want to prosper there. We want to study there. We want to be able to do things as a students' union, and we don't want to be seen by university as some perpetrators that want to destroy university, because we are all in for university, but in its form where it cares for students and it helps students just experience knowledge and be a part of the students' community.
On one hand, we have the pressure to sustain ourselves, to not be a burden on our parents, and on the other side, we have the pressure to perform academically or even pass a year. And in between these two pressures, we have to still find somehow time to fight back and resist, which sometimes can be a challenge. I am somehow managing, but it's I think it's better than it used to be.
But I would say it is all in all a risky action, because it is occupation. It is like a straightforward action. But I have more hopes than worries, I guess. I only worry about logistics.
When people are happy to study, for example, and to do things that are given to them, I want to make sure that it's not lost, because it is getting lost. A lot of things are getting worse and worse, so at least maybe they can stay the same and maybe they can better.
In the end of the day, everybody's gonna ask, but okay, what did you do for us? So we have to have something to show for ourselves, something to win back for the community, and that's what we hope to achieve now with the strike for the canteen.
La serie Hey Mate è stata realizzata grazie al progetto Sphera, che è un network di media europei per il quale con VD da qualche anno rappresentiamo l'Italia. Il progetto, che è promosso dalla Commissione europea, ci permette di raccontare a un pubblico italiano le sfide delle nuove generazioni europee con un approccio cross-border e internazionale. Se siete interessati trovate tutte le informazioni sui canali di VD, io invece vi saluto, ci vediamo alla prossima puntata.